Hey guys, and welcome back to the finale of Castlevania 3, Dracula's Curse. We're in stage 8 now, and we're properly linear, no more branching paths, and we're here in Castlevania itself. Are you hyped to take down Dracula, Helldragon?
I'm getting hyped. I like how they reuse basically the first level of the, first Castlevania game, and I always love little callbacks like that.
When it's used sparingly, and it's more of an artistic choice, rather than, we don't really want to... I'm just going to say it how it is. Basically how Mega Man reuses the Robot Masters at the end of every single game. There's no artistic choice about that. They just want to pad out the length of the game again. Like, when they use it like this, there's a little bit of a callback, and this is honestly one of the short levels in the game. I really dig it.
Or it's like, they blatantly do want to pander to nostalgia. Like, the whole reason... I'm going to use a different example here, obviously. The whole reason, Mewtwo got in for DLC for Smash was a lot of it was, catering to the Melee players who had the nostalgia for that game. I mean, I wanted to play Mewtwo too, and then I figured out he sucked, and then I don't play him anymore.
Well, don't forget Lucas is coming out as well. At the time of this recording, that's like, what, next month in June?
It might be, yeah. I don't feel like buying a clone. I'm sorry. They have to do a lot different with him to really justify the purchase of that, in my opinion.
Man, I can't wait for Trevor Belmont to get in, or Fernandez. Fernandez joins the brawl.
You weren't believing me about that. Like, after the last part ended, you were like, send me the article to that saying his name was Fernandez. And it was true.
Sypha fucking Fernandez.
Or Cypher Belnades. It really does depend on the translation, I admit, but Fernandez is funny as shit. Sorry.
Oh, the running jokes we have to come up with to amuse ourselves. I love the throwing axe, it's so useful.
I'm more of a cross guy myself. I love the boomerang effect. It's straightforward, easy to aim, it does more damage, it's good stuff.
The magic cross, don't want to invoke Jesus.
Just hit him in the feet, that's how you defeat any knight, when they were jousting back then, back in medieval times, what they would do is they would aim the lance towards their heels, because that was the weakest point on a knight's body.
Wow, look out, Richie. I think we've got a fellow academic on the team here.
No, I'm not no fucking academic.
I ain't good with the books and the smirts.
Yeah, that's why I talk over video games.
Oh, Jesus, where were those attacks coming from, whispers his soul.
It's always neat when you narrowly avoid an attack because the hitbox isn't big enough. Because those, you were standing on that platform back there, and the axe was coming across, and theoretically the blade should have hit you, but it didn't thanks to the hitbox. I love it when that happens.
Plenty of chances to build up hearts and whatnot here, and there's plenty of different sub-weapons that can blindside you and make lower your standards, go from a throwing axe to a piddly dagger. I hate the dagger. Bleh. I'd rather go with Sypha and her blasty fire magics. Definitely not reading off notes here, can you tell?
I'm trying to remember all the various sub-weapons you got in Lords of Shadow, the ill-fated redo of Castlevania. I know you had daggers for the longest time. I don't know if you ever got the axe or you had the combat cross, but that's not the cross, you know what I'm saying?
I like the main character's design in Lords of Shadow. His red robe was pretty cool, but other than that, not really my cup of tea. Death here, we kind of cheesed him in the first game. We're not going to get so lucky here. He's not going to get spammed to death by holy water. Going to have to use a little bit of skill. The guide I used suggested using the magic cross to go back and forth across the screen, but the axe works well enough for me. And on my previous take, I had I think it was either a 2 rune or a 3 rune, so I destroyed the fuck out of him. But what happened was, I recorded a movie, which basically records your button inputs, and then I recorded an AVI file, but I messaged Helldragon, I think 20 minutes into recording, and I was like, do you want me to go after Alucard? He's not a very good, choice control-wise, and Helldragon was like, nah. So I changed routes and it all got corrupted, so I ended up having to play this game about 3 times over before I was able to get all the footage.
Sorry.
It's not your fault, but since you're apologetic, I'm just going to blame the whole thing on you.
You might as well, I'll take responsibility for some things, I suppose.
Oh no, not level 9. Make it stop, Helldragon, make it stop!
Oh man, I've, there was some pain. I seen, Arano play this, and he got to levels this far. I believe he did get to level 9, am I correct?
I think so. I remember me live streaming this.
Oh god, yeah, that was painful as shit, man.
Okay, let me just run you through this. Level 9, probably one of the longest levels in the game. I don't know about, like, alternate routes, so, feel free to spam the comments with correct information. But the level starts off with, chimeras here, I believe they're called, and they come in and drop flea men, because, obviously, if you want to start off an annoying level, you start off with, like, an annoying character. Then you get stuff like auto-scrolling, tower climbing sequences, just normal tower climbing sequences with water that push you back, and you throw in mermen there that you can barely see. Oh my god, it's just a complete clusterfuck. The final level isn't this hard, which I don't understand at all.
Yeah, it just reads like a laundry list of pain, let's be honest.
Make it stop, Helldragon, make it stop.
I still love how you're going for the stacks of money, even though they don't really do anything and thus are not worth the time, so...
I didn't get a chance to mention this earlier on, but don't even so much as touch the sides of these crushers, because you will die. And you know what I call that? I call that cheap, artificial difficulty.
That's some hitboxes flaring up again,
That's the NES syndrome, I guess.
I mean, this was the era before they decided, hey, let's not make our games ball-bustingly hard, although... in some cases it was to extend gameplay length, in some cases, as we've seen with that Dragon Buster thing we watched the other day, it's just arcade games ported over, and they were kept as brutally hard as it was originally made to make sure you fed as many quarters into it as possible.
Originally I thought this was the hardest section in the game. Oh no, that's coming after this.
Yeah, I think I know which one you're talking about.
Go away, Gargoyle, I ain't got time for your shit.
I think there's no timer. Oh wait, yes there is.
Just one heaving pile of bullshit.
Like, you have to do this all super good, you have to conserve your health, and you have to do it via a time limit, so that's always nice.
Oh wait, I tell a lie, you get a little bit of a breather section, then the auto-scrolling bit comes in, then the dickish part comes in.
Oh boy.
No, you bad naughty knight, go away, so saith Fernandez.
Ow, I'm sorry. I hate getting beat up by a nun. What about you? Well, Fernandez isn't a nun, she's a witch, actually.
Please stop saying Fernandez. I'm like one out now. We've recorded like 2 playthroughs. I can't take any more joviality.
Fernandez.
Always a help.
Ain't I a stinker?
Alright, let's get this over with. I wish I had the bitchin' music from Toxic Tower, although this is a pretty good track as well, as someone pointed out to me on Twitter. I was like, oh man, level 9 fucking sucks, a big one. And it's like, yeah, but the music is cool. And I was like, yeah, I kind of have to agree.
Yeah, well, you take solace in whatever you can get, because we're back to auto-scrolling now. Wonder what Trevor does, or like any of the Belmonts do, with the bags of score money they get hidden in torches for some reason throughout the game.
They probably take a little bit of it, just as like ad revenue on the side to pull an example out of thin air, and then they give the rest to the townspeople.
I mean, like, fuck, I busted my ass saving you guys from fucking Dracula. I think I deserve a little bit of a reward, don't you think?
I'm just scrolling down my notes here, and oh my god, it's like such impotent rage, you can't even believe it.
It's just like one part of the notes is like...
unintelligible squiggles.
More of the Telemundo static.
Don't you dare say Fernandez.
Well, why would I have to when you already said Fernandez?
Son of a bitch.
Seriously, those look like angry dust bunnies.
Oh, we're almost at the end of the level. We just gotta deal with the hardest part of it.
I mean, we gotta make sure the fun doesn't stop now.
Jesus, here we go. And it's not bad enough that you have to deal with mermen that you can hardly see before they pop up. And yes, they can hurt you in that... take a look here, you'll see a little black squiggle going along the ground.
I'm looking.
There, you see that thing?
Yeah.
Kind of hard to see it when you're actually playing the game.
Yeah, I definitely believe it, man. That's ridiculous.
And you're going to want to have axes as well to take out the crows that come from overhead. You're going to want to be whipping left and right, but be careful that you don't waste the axes by accidentally pressing up.
Oh.
And you'd think if you got to the end of this and you got to the upper section, it'd be like, that's cool, Trevor, you can take a break now. No, the water just carries on.
Well, give Dracula some credit. At least he's making you work to kill him,
I hypothesised that you could probably make good use of Sypha's Yes, Eldrag and Sypha. Good use of her ice spell here, but again, it's all about having the right amount of hearts.
Yeah, that's true. And you have 0 at the moment.
Well, it's a good job the Doppelganger, the boss we're about to fight, doesn't really need any hearts in order to go down easily.
Oh, this section right here, like, I've heard nightmares about that, especially with the Medusa heads.
Okay, here we go, the Doppelganger. He will basically copy you left, right, and centre. Get up on this platform here. When he's jumping up at you, switch characters. That will cause him to switch and then drop down. Notes, go now.
Really? That's actually a neat little tactic.
Whip him once or twice, take a few bars off, see if you can sneak in one of them, then try and like do a little shimmy sham, you know, a little bit of a manipulation with his movement to get him to move away from the edge, and then go to the other side, repeat the tactic. There is another way where you can get in his face, do one hit, press select straight away, and then, you know, change to another character, and while he's changing, hit him again, and then switch and carry on. That's far too dangerous for me. My method allows you to do this without getting hit.
Yeah, that's like some combo winner NES exploit taken here. I love it. Although it does look like it's going to take a lot of time to slowly whittle him down.
You notice since I have a 2 rune, he's firing out 2 crosses at any given time?
Really?
He gets stronger as you get stronger, as if the fight wasn't bullshit enough.
Now, you do fight doppelgangers in the Metroidvania games, but what I love about those particular fights is that before you enter, you can unequip everything. And then when you walk in, the doppelganger will assume your powers and your stats as it is without equipment. Then all you have to do is put your shit back on, and he's super fucking easy.
Oh, they learned. They learned!
I mean, they decided to give us less bullshit, which I appreciate.
Like, I'm complaining, and, you know, Castlevania 3 is a lot harder than the first game and the second game, that goes without saying. And at some level I can appreciate that. But there's challenging. And then there's just, like, plain... I don't want to say unfair, because that's whining.
Malicious?
Malicious, yeah, like, you had the mermen and you had the crows. Again, it's not the final level. It had no reason to be that hard. Also, in the American version of the game, I believe, enemies started doing more damage as the levels went by.
Yeah, that seems to be a recurring trend of early, you know, games. Like, when they ported over to America, they thought, oh, well, these guys are super hardcore gamers, they'll be able to, you know, take the challenge. So they always, like, up health and damage. Like, working designs, man. Lots of people love working designs. I think they were shit, personally, because they always fucked with the game beyond what it needed to be messed with. Like, Silhouette Mirage, they made it way fucking harder. Also, the script wasn't very good. I'm just gonna get that out of the way now. I never really liked any working design translations, I'll be honest with you.
Well, you say that, but, like, Mega Man 2's normal mode was easy mode, so I apologise for, you know, playing that and bragging about, you know, any kind of skill I had, but, level 10, just a lot easier overall, I believe. There's, like, one section that's a little bit tricky, but overall, it didn't take me nearly as long as mastering level 9.
Now, this is one of those areas, definitely, where if you fall too fast, it'll treat the bottom of the screen as a pit, and it will kill you instantly, which doesn't make any sense. If it was a jump it looked like you could make, so I don't know.
Start stockpiling hearts here. You're going to need them for the fight against Dracula, because it's a multi-phase one this time. Oh wait, it was in the first game as well, wasn't it?
It always is, you know, and I believe this was the first game. I don't remember if they did this in Castlevania 2, if you actually fought Death, which you could, but you could also skip him, but in this game back there, you know, we saw he had actually multiple phases this time. Like, that, his multiple phase, his second phase for Death, that was the creepiest fucking shit around, you know?
Yeah, but he was super easy. It was only really his hitbox that could do, like, proper damage to you. He didn't even send out more than one scythe. I guess all his power was just, like, him being big and spooky.
I also really like his multiple forms in the Sorrow games. Like, in Aria of Sorrow, like, he never transformed. What he did is, at first he was attacking you normally, then he would take his scythe, bust out a second blade on the end, and start fucking going kung fu on you. That was the coolest shit.
Yep, I've seen that fight. It's pretty hype.
That fight is awesome. Like, I just love that game up and down. I've played it a ton, you know?
Alright, let me just give you a bit of free advice here, a bit of Entom pro tips. Just take the hit by slamming into that skeleton thing, and providing you've got, like, a fair amount of health, like more than half, just tank it and walk through the door. Don't do what I did and try to fight a thing with a piddly little dagger over crumbling blocks.
And sometimes that invincibility time will definitely help you out in these early games. Good old wall turkey.
I got no time for spiders shooting their offspring at me like missiles or...
Yeah, they have better things to do, like crawl inside your shirt.
Oh no, you're pulling a Tundra Boy now, and that's no good.
Alright.
The pendulums. We would have encountered these suckers in the clock tower level. You know, it's all gears, it's all pendulums, it's all good. But, sorry, Grant, I guess you're going to stay possessed until we take down old Dracula himself.
What it basically mean when you do beat old Dracula? When you beat him, does that end the curses on Alucard and Grant since you didn't bother to go after them?
One would hope so. Either that or I've just created new split timelines, and God, Leon is going to be embarrassed.
Well, they made the Sonia Belmont stuff non-canon, so you may have. Good build-up music, though. I like this. You know, it was my destiny to come here, but I think I'll let Fernandez take care of it.
I was searching for a book, and I got one.
Nice.
Let's do this shit. We've got more than enough hearts. Get up off your chair, let's rock. First form tactics. He's going to try and trap you, so maybe move left and right a bit to expand the range of the fire pillars. Third one is going to come up from the ground, so try to make sure it doesn't spear you from underneath.
Oh my god, it's a different attack scheme than his usual teleport and fireball. Which is weird, yeah, but like, they love that attack pattern. I have no idea why they decided to preserve that, but that's just the shit he does most of the time, even though it never works.
This second form, so much easier. Just literally like whack axes at him and he's done.
So did he get like 5 heads that were normal, only to turn it into 5 ugly heads?
He was panicking when he manifested into this form. He's like, oh god, I need to go for pure shock tactics here.
Now, I do remember this from when we watched Game Center CX. If you crouch, the blood that he drops cannot actually hurt you.
In certain circumstances, yeah. I'm not sure if that stays true for the American version of the game. But this Pazuzu-looking motherfucker here, his third and final form, he's going to attack you with lasers. Self-evident, again. But, you know, I like to be self-explanatory, I guess. Just, if you have axes, and I actually replayed level 9 to get an axe again, because I came here with, I think it was the Holy Water. And let me tell you, if you try and like jump forward to hock a friggin' glass or a vial of Holy Water at him, your momentum is going to carry Trevor forward and right into one of those bottomless pits.
Yeah, the axe here has really proven its worth.
God, now I actually have to utilize actual skill.
Oh yeah, you're out of ammo, I just realized it.
He is dead as shit.
It seems appropriate to finish him off with the whip, though. We're gonna... Okay, put those back.
Now the curse is lifted.
Yeah, but it was an illusion by Satan, so you have to play the whole game a second time.
What's funny is, the curse in some parts of Europe didn't get lifted, so play Curse of Darkness, I guess, lol.
Whoopsie!
Oh, goodbye Castlevania. See you in the next game, I guess.
Actually, Trevor and Sypha do get married at the end of this game. See, they're together now.
Yes, hugging implies they get married.
Well, that's what it said in the wiki. That's where Fernandez came from. Do you doubt the power of Fernandez?
No, I do not doubt the power of Fernandez or Sypha to pronounce her name correctly, but I digress. If you finish the game with Grant, I'm paraphrasing here, but essentially they reconstruct the first level of the game, or at least the village. You know, they become like bros for life. I think with Alucard, they just stare wistfully at the crumbling Castlevania, and Alucard's like, darn, it was really a pig to have to kill my father. And he doesn't say this out loud, but Trevor's like, I can probably sense what you're thinking. They leave it ambiguous.
And then it goes into Symphony of the Night, where he fights his father directly again, and it's a bit more badly acted.
I don't care what you say. I fucking love the monologue between Richter and Mr. Dracula himself.
I know. It's classic shitty, voice acting. I understand why.
But dickish sections aside, Castlevania 3, much better than the first 2 games, I think. Thank you guys for watching our playthrough of Castlevania 3 Dracula's Curse, and I guess we'll see you sometime in the future for Super Castlevania 4. Bye-bye.
See you then.